The I Ching principles of destiny in order. In ancient times, calendrical methods were used for astronomical chronology and unified calculation. The hexagrams of the I Ching were discovered from these principles. Calendar refers to a calculation method, historically known as calendar calculation, used to predict the movements of the sun, moon, and stars, determining seasons and times. As recorded in the Canon of Yao, the calendar, symbolizing the sun, moon, and stars, reverently receives the time of humans. The ancients adopted hexagrams and the Jia cycle as numerical systems for the chronology of astronomy. Section 1. The chronology of years, months, days, and hours in the I Ching hexagrams. Symbols of the I Ching hexagrams are true reflections of the celestial movements, representing the specific overview of the cycles of years, months, days, and hours. Thus, the ancients used them for astronomical chronology in their calendars. This is divided into four concepts. Days are defined by actual observation. Months are adjusted for precision. Hours are measured in segments. And years are completed in cycles. 1. Days defined by Hauersen, Shuwen Jitsi, an ancient Chinese dictionary. It is stated, day, the reality, where the essence of the sun is not diminished. A day, from midnight to the next midnight, is divided into day and night. The Qian and Kun hexagrams represent day and night. A day is divided into 12 hours, marked by the 12 earthly branches, with the 12 lines of the Qian and Kun hexagrams representing these 12 hours. The 12 pi hexagrams illustrate the advance and retreat of yin and yang, all corresponding to the changes in the sun's shadow. The hour of Z is represented by the Fu hexagram, belonging to the yin of the night. But starting from Z, Yang begins to return. Z hour, from 1 p.m. to 1 m is called the Z hour. As the night gradually fades and the sky becomes brighter from 1 p.m. to 1 m, the ancients described this time as Yang begins to return. The Fu hexagram, the first line is Yang, while the remaining 5 lines are Yin, embodying the concept of Yang begins to return. The hour of Chu is represented by the Lin hexagram, symbolizing the gradual decline of Yin and the growth of Yang. Chu hour, from 1 m to 3 m is called the Chu hour. During this time, the night further transitions towards dawn, which is described as Yin declines as Yang grows. The Lin hexagram, the first and second lines are Yang, while the remaining 4 lines are Yin, embodying the concept of Yin declines as Yang grows. The hour of Yin is represented by the Tai hexagram, signifying the advent of 3 Yangs, marking the transition from night to day. Yin hour, from 3 m to 5 m is called the Yin hour. This time period, approaching dawn, is described as 3 Yangs bring prosperity. Night turns to day. The Tai hexagram, the first, second, and third lines are Yang, while the remaining 3 lines are Yin. Using this hexagram to represent 3 Yangs bring prosperity. Night turns to day. The hour of Mao is represented by the Dazhuang hexagram, signifying the predominance of Yang energy and the gradual decline of Yin energy. Mao hour, dawn, from 5 m to 7 m, is called the Mao hour. At this time, it is essentially daylight and night has passed. The ancients described this time as Yang energy at its peak, Yin energy gradually fading. The Dazhuang hexagram, only the 5th and 6th lines are Yin, while the rest are Yang, with Yang being greater than Yin. Thus the Dazhuang hexagram represents the Mao hour. The hour of Chen is represented by the Gai hexagram, signifying the predominance of Yang energy over the declining Yin energy. Chen hour, from 7 m to 9 m is called the Chen hour. By this time, the day has fully brightened, though the temperature is relatively low. This is described as yang at its peak and yin in decline, with yin energy further diminishing. The Gai hexagram, with 5 yang lines and 1 yin line. Yang outnumbers yin. Thus the Gai hexagram represents the Chen hour. The hour of C is represented by the Qian hexagram, signifying the complete disappearance of yin energy and the transition to pure yang. C hour, from 9 am to 11 am, is called the C hour. During this period, the sky is bright, the sun is high, and the temperature is comfortable. This is described as the complete disappearance of yin energy. The Qian hexagram. All 6 lines are yang, using the Qian hexagram to represent the C hour. The hour of Wu is represented by the Gu hexagram. Midday inherently belongs to yang, with the Qian hexagram playing a principal role. But starting from Wu, yin begins to return. Wu hour, from 1 to 1 p.m. is called the Wu hour. This period is the hottest of the day, but it also marks the gradual shift towards night, with temperatures starting to decrease. The Gu hexagram. The first line is yin, while the remaining 5 lines are yang, corresponding to the Qian hexagram. It reflects the gradual change after noon. Hence the Gu hexagram represents the Wu hour. The hour of Wei is represented by the Dun hexagram, indicating the gradual growth of yin and the decrease of yang. Wei hour, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. is called the Wei hour. During this period, daylight gradually turns into night, and temperatures start to drop. The ancients describe this as gradually increasing yin and diminishing yang. The Dun hexagram. The first and second lines are yin, while the remaining lines are yang, corresponding to the Qian hexagram, with yin lines increasing and yang lines decreasing. The Dun hexagram represents the Wei hour. The hour of Shen is represented by the Pi hexagram, indicating the ascent of 3 yin lines, signifying the transition from day to night. Shen hour, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is called the Shen hour. During this time, it approaches evening and twilight, with temperatures gradually lowering. The ancients described this as 3 yin lines ascending, day turning into night. The Pi hexagram. The lower trigram has 3 yin lines, and the upper trigram has 3 yang lines, corresponding to the Qian hexagram. There are more visible yin lines and fewer yang lines. Thus, the Pi hexagram represents the Shen hour. The hour of Yu is represented by the Guan hexagram, indicating the predominance of yin energy and the gradual decline of yang energy. Yu hour, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. is called the Yu hour. This period typically represents early evening and twilight, when the sky darkens and temperatures begin to lower. The ancients described this time as yin energy at its peak, yang energy gradually fading. The Guan hexagram, with 4 yin lines and 2 yang lines. Yin outnumbers yang. Relative to the Qian hexagram, there are fewer yang lines. Thus, the ancients used yin energy at its peak, yang energy gradually fading, to describe this time, represented by the Guan hexagram. The hour of Shu is represented by the Bo hexagram, symbolizing the predominance of yin energy over the declining yang energy. Shu hour, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is called the Shu hour. During this period, it is already night, and temperatures decrease. The ancients describe this time as yin prevailing over yang, with yang energy further diminishing. The Bo hexagram, with 5 yin lines and 1 yang line. Yin greatly outnumbers yang. Relative to the Qian hexagram, only 1 yang line remains, described as yang energy further diminishing. Thus, the Bo hexagram represents the Shu hour. The hour of Hai is represented by the Kun hexagram, symbolizing the complete disappearance of yang energy and the transition to pure yin. High hour. From 9 p.m. to 1 p.m. is called the high hour. This period is essentially midnight, with the sky completely dark and temperatures lowering. The ancients described this time as complete disappearance of yang energy. The Kun hexagram. All 6 lines are yin. Relative to the Qian hexagram, there are no yang lines, indicating the complete disappearance of yang energy. Thus, the Kun hexagram represents the high hour. The 64 hexagrams in total consist of 384 lines. 360 of these lines correspond to the 360 degrees of the celestial circle. The remaining lines from the hexagrams Can, Li, Xin, and Dui, totaling 24 lines, correspond to the 24 solar terms. Multiplying the 360 degrees by 4, representing Can, Li, Xin, Dui, equals 1440. Which is the number of centesimal minutes in a 24-hour period, with each centesimal minute equating to 15 minutes. A day and night have 96 centesimal minutes, totaling 1440, matching the total number. 2. Months adjusted for precision in shimming, an explanation of names. It says, the moon, when full, wanes. A year consists of 12 months, calculated based on the waxing and waning of the moon. On average, each month has 29.5 days, making a total of 354 days in a common year. This corresponds to the hexagrams from Qian to Huan, totaling 59 hexagrams with 354 lines. In a leap year, there are 384 days, corresponding to the 384 lines of the 64 hexagrams. 5 days constitute one pentad, with 6 pentads in each month, totaling 72 pentads in 12 months. Each day corresponds to 1 line in the hexagram of the I Ching, with 30 lines, or 5 hexagrams, in a month, equating to the number of pentads. 12 months correspond to 60 hexagrams, representing the number of 72 pentads. Additionally, the 12 bihexagrams represent the changes in the sun's shadow during the 24 solar terms. 3. Hours measured in segments. A year is divided into 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter, each comprising 3 months. The 28 lunar mansions are used as scale marks, dividing the celestial circle into 4 quadrants. The hexagrams Can, Li, Xin, and Dui correspond to the 4 seasons. The vernal equinox point in the east is represented by the Xin hexagram. The summer solstice point in the south is represented by the Li hexagram. The autumnal equinox point in the west is represented by the Dui hexagram. The winter solstice point in the north is represented by the Can hexagram. 4. Years completed in cyclist. Cycle of a year is based on the sun's shadow, with the celestial circle of 360 degrees forming a complete cycle. The actual year is approximately 365.25 days, or precisely 365 days, 5 hours, for 8 minutes, and for 6 seconds. The difference in the orbital periods of the Sun and the Moon, which is about 11 days, was resolved by the ancients using leap month adjustments. A leap month is added every 3 years, with an additional adjustment every 5 years. And a complete 19-year cycle harmonizes the discrepancy between the two. The ancient year cycle also employed the method of 6 days plus 7 parts. Each hexagram, with its 6 lines representing 6 days, totals 360 days for 60 hexagrams. The actual year cycle is approximately 365.25 days, for which the Ruixun calendar used a quartering method. The solar shadow cycle completes every 4 years. Specific calculation method: 6 days plus 7 parts. The remaining 5¼ days are multiplied by the length of the gnomon, then divided by 7, equating to the total number of lines in the 60 hexagrams. 1 chi, a unit of length, of the solar shadow equals 8 parts of the gnomon, and 8 chi gnomon equals 64 parts. Still, the hexagrams can, li, zin, and dui correspond to 20 solar terms, illustrating the I Ching's algorithm for the annual cycle.